What did I say?
During the meanwhilest.
During the meanwhilest? No, I don't like that at all.
Well, hello. It is the bird, the dog, and the hypocrite here again with you, with yet more tomfoolery to ruin the otherwise rather lovely Tuesday. I'm sure you're all enjoying. Anyway, before we begin, just to let you know that this today's video is the first in a short run of 4 films, all based on macro photography. Anyway, hypocrite, I hear you all ponder, maybe. Why, Nicholas, have you chosen to describe yourself in such a condescending manner? Well, that's an easy one. You see, a while ago, Fujifilm released another macro lens to bolster their lineup, and we got the new 30mm macro to go alongside the rather ancient 60mm f2.4 and the rather superb but extremely costly 80mm f2.8. Now, at the time, I kind of, I outright said that buying this lens would be rather silly. The focal length, I opined, would do nothing for close-up work, as surely you need to get so close that any available light would be reduced to the point that an image would be nigh on impossible. Remember that? Well, I bought one, and hang on, I'll get it. And here it is, as proof. Oh God, my own copy of Fujifilm's wide-ish angle macro lens. And what then do I think of this magnifying glass I so pilloried on its release? Well, physical properties first off. Though, if you want to know exact weights and measurements and how many elements there are in groups, there's a link to Fujifilm's dedicated pages below. But I paid list price for mine. That's £599, and I got it from Swansea Camera Centre. And remember, support your local camera shop, folks. Suffice to say, though, the lens is incredibly compact and remarkably light. There is a sizable manual focus ring, a macro lens must have really, and a numbered aperture collar with a satisfying clicky click. Isn't that nice? It goes from f2.8 to 22 in 1/3 increments with a lockoutable A position for shutter priority program or fully automatic shooting. The lens offers 1-to-1 magnification at its closest working focus distance of just 10 centimeters. Now remember, this is from the camera's sensor, not the lens's front element. So effectively, you can have your subject pressed right against, the front element of the lens. So it may well be worth breaking the habit of a lifetime for me here and fitting a clear filter to it. And if I decide to do that, I'll need a 43mm one. It's quite a small size. The first thing that really struck me about this lens, though, is its weight, or lack thereof, really. It's so light, I had to check it is actually in the box. Now, don't confuse lightweight with poor build quality, though. The lens feels a real quality item to use with Fujifilm's usual high build quality standards. This lightness does mean that you'll hardly feel it on whatever camera body you fit it to. And the last thing to mention here is that it's marked as weather resistant and comes with a reasonably large lens hood. Why then, given that I've already got 2 macro lenses I can use with my XH2, did I change my mind and decide to buy this lens? Well, firstly, the lens gives me a second and native autofocus bracketing option. My Laowa lens is manual focus only, so any bracketing there needs to be done manually. Now, I can use my Nikkor lens adapted to my XH2, but with an equivalent focal length of 160mm, I can't get that close, really, to the subject. Secondly, the wider angle means that I can get close while still being able to show the subject in its environment. So more of a storytelling lens than my other choices maybe. The downside is no getting right up close to any living insects unless they're really slow or asleep. Look at this static ladybird as an example. Although I was only around 30 centimeters from it, it's still quite a wide shot and okay for showing the insect in its environment, but not so great for really close-up studies of them. Thirdly, the lens gives me a reasonably fast standard focal length lens. And lastly, I now have 1:1 or 2:1, even in the shape of the Laowa macro lenses covering between 45 and 160mm full frame equivalent focal lengths. And now, of course, that I consider myself a macro master, who's laughing at the back, I can now cover pretty well any tiny eventuality I may encounter. Anyway, it's all about the images, and here is a montage of ones I've researched. Well, what do you think of those shots? I'm really happy. I'm really happy with the output from my new lens. But then I was always going to say that, wasn't I? Well, no, actually. Had I not liked it, I'd have told you so as well. Right then, as I said at the start, this video is the first in a mini series of macro photography based videos. This Saturday there'll be a full-on tutorial all about shooting and processing macro images with a bit of focus stacking thrown in for good measure. Then in next week's Tech Tuesday, I'll be comparing all three of my macro lenses before looking at shooting macro on a budget the following Tuesday. What fun! What fun! It might help if you want to join along with Saturday's video to download a trial version of Helicon Focus, as well as a copy of my macro photography guide from my blog. And I'll post links. I'll post links to both in the video description below. Who says we don't give you exactly what you want here on During the Mean Whilst? Anyway, until Saturday, be nice, okay? Ta-ra.